Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Henry Cramer, 605 Chaser, and here is the latest information from the Storm Prediction Center. We do still have a slight risk, or a 2 out of 5 risk, for areas of Fargo, Grand Forks, Bemidji, Brainerd, Watertown included in that, as well as Redfield and Aberdeen. Down a little bit further, we do have that marginal risk. This is, of course, for July 6, 2026. This was updated at 11:30 a.m. So just hot off the presses. The tornado risk is still isolated to the Grand Forks and areas, Thief River Falls, Bemidji area, even Fergus Falls, Lisbon area, and that is really going to be primarily where it is. The wind threat has now kind of pushed itself into extreme northeastern portions of extreme northeastern portions of South Dakota, like the Millbank, Webster, Brighton. Not sure how you say that, even though I'm from South Dakota. But we're talking 65 plus mile per hour winds. And then the hail threat, that is up in that extreme northeastern portion as well, and over into extreme northwestern portions of Minnesota. Let's take a broader look at this and look at the weather models as we kind of play it through here. It's all coming down from Canada, so we're gonna kind of play it through. And I apologize, I can't get a whole lot of the towns in here, but I'm gonna do the best that I possibly can to give you a time frame. You'll see the loop on that. Look at that around 8 p.m. Fargo area really getting ransacked. Aberdeen area really impacted by Sisseton somewhere around 8 p.m. Or actually, that's 6 p.m. My apologies, I can't read that very well. And then as we go a little bit further, you can start seeing that line really merge into kind of a messy situation. That's why we believe this is going to be more of a wind as well as a hail threat. You can certainly see this is the 12Z update. This was updated at 7 a.m. and that's the latest that we have for the weather model NAM 3K. As we move things along, you're looking at 10 p.m. Impacts to Huron, South Dakota would be again primarily wind, could be 65 plus mile per hour winds, and then hail is going to be more isolated towards between Fort Thompson and Wessington Springs, just based off of this weather model. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video, and as we go through the night, about midnight time frame, we do see Mitchell. This again, less likely to have that hail threat there, more along the lines of maybe some quick bursts of rainfall and maybe a few gusts of wind, maybe 40 to 50 mile per hour. By the time it gets to midnight, it may end up losing its larger impact. But if we take a look at another weather model, we'll take a look at the HRRR weather model, and this one was updated at 15Z. In other words, 10 a.m. Let's kind of go through that and see the scenario that we have for that. As we back it up here a little bit, you'll be able to see the differences. All right. Looking at Grand Forks, 3 p.m. got a little bit of a cell there trying to get going again. That's the area that's more of the concern for the tornado threat way up in northern Minnesota. As we move things along here, nothing really happening. I know it's out of the window there, but nothing really happening over in Sisseton or Webster or even Mitchell at 7 p.m. But primarily going to be Detroit Lakes based on this weather model. And then we see that line build as we get into 10 p.m. This is again an HRRR weather model, and I'll span it out here a little bit further so you can see that. You can certainly see it really hits the extreme northeastern portion of South Dakota. I'm not spanning it out too far for Mitchell because this particular weather model doesn't put anything around that Highway 14 in South Dakota area over by Miller and Huron area until roughly about 1 o'clock in the morning. And some of these bigger shots here with this DBZ being a little heavier, like the 63 DBZ, those could be some hailers in there, some larger pockets of rainfall, heavier rainfall at times. And then we could end up seeing over by Henry, South Dakota, and Watertown area around 1 o'clock in the morning. We'll move it along here. Doesn't really impact that DeSmet Brookings area until about 2 o'clock in the morning. We'll span it out here. I kind of want to look at, I know I've had a few people wondering from the Mitchell area what that's going to look like, and Sioux Falls areas. Really, all the farther that we could go out is 4 a.m., but you can see for yourself how this really kind of dies out. But if it can hold itself together, that's the big if. If it can hold itself together, then it could be. But let's take a look at the NAM nest at the same time frame. At 4 a.m., it still shows pretty much died out. So I think areas of I-90 and further south, you're fine. Tomorrow is going to be the real kicker. See where everything positions itself, where the low pressure and the boundary set up, to see if we end up having a greater severe weather risk. There's going to be an afternoon update to the Storm Prediction Center around 2:30, 3 o'clock time frame. I'll be at work already at that point, so I will not be able to have an update, but subscribers and followers, be on the watch out. Tomorrow morning I'll have another update with respect to Tuesday afternoon's updates for severe weather. But this will probably be the last update that I do with respect to today's outlook. God bless and stay safe, everybody.